So I just wanted to create a quick video. Maybe this will be helpful to you guys because a lot of people have been wondering how I've been able to lose some weight, how I've been able to gain some muscle. So I want to tell you guys about that. I want to tell you guys about what you guys can do. But here's a little disclaimer, okay? I am not a nutritionist, okay? So don't take this as professional advice. This is not somebody that knows all the ins and outs of everything. This is just some guy that says, hey, this is what I did that helped me. Maybe it can help you, okay? And also, if you guys look at me, I am not no bodybuilder. Like, that was not the plan, and that's not what I'm trying to get to. So before anybody tries to go out there and think that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to say that, like, oh, I'm like this fitness guru or anything like that. I'm just telling y'all about how I saw some progress. First thing is, you got to set a goal. And when I say set a goal, I mean set it to something that actually makes sense. Just like I said earlier, I'm not a bodybuilder, so I wasn't over here trying to be a bodybuilder. Like, I wasn't trying to be built like a bodybuilder just because of a few things. One, we don't know what type of stuff that they use. Some do it natural, but very few of them. A lot of them use like steroids and things like that. And the other thing is that some of these people that you see that are out there that have these great bodies and stuff like that, they can be able to afford nutritionists, they can be able to afford all these other things that we can't afford as regular people. And so you can't be out here trying to set these crazy goals. Just set something that makes sense. For me, I said I wanted to at least bring my body fat below what it is for you to be overweight. And so for a male that is my age, I have to keep my body fat below 18%. Now, preferably, I could even get it lower than that, but I'm not expecting to have like single digit body fat or anything like that, because that's just not obtainable for somebody who has a life, who has a job, and who has kids. It's just really not that obtainable. Second thing is, you got to make sure that you actually have a way to track like your progress. A lot of people, they kind of go in there and they just try to track their progress through their weight, and your weight is a very bad way to be able to check your progress because weight fluctuates. If you drink a lot of water on a certain day, you can be able to gain weight. If you gain muscle, you actually gain weight. And so you may be like, oh man, it's not doing anything. I've been working out, I've been eating or whatever, I've just gained 3 pounds. But then if you look at it, you could have gained 3 pounds of muscle and lost 3 pounds of fat. And so that means something. And you might not look and see the difference, but it doesn't mean that there is not a difference. So make sure that you find a good way to be able to actually test that. For me, I went to Complete Nutrition. They had this little scanner. It scans your body, and it's able to see like how much body fat you have, how much muscle you have. There's also these things called body calipers that you can buy that are pretty cheap, and you can be able to get that, and they can also help you figure out how much fat you have in certain areas and all that type of stuff. Next thing, you got to figure out how much calories you're supposed to be eating in a day, because that is actually different depending on how active you are, and like how tall you are, and all those types of things, your age, all those different types of things. They do make a difference in that. And so you don't want to be sitting here just eating like the least amount of calories possible or whatever, because you also don't want to end up being like anorexic or something like that. But you also don't want to like negate your progress because you are overeating and you just don't know. And so you got to be able to get that. There are free calorie things online, but also, like I said earlier about the Complete Nutrition thing, they with that body scanner, it tells you how many calories you're supposed to eat. That's your basal metabolic rate. That's how much calories your body burns by doing absolutely nothing. And so that's important to know, so you can be able to figure out how you're going to be able to eat and how you're going to do your diet. Now, the next thing that's very important is your diet. Like, you're not going to lose weight if you're not eating a good diet. And what that means is that you've got to be trying to make sure that you are eating things that are high in nutrients and low in calories. That does not mean that you're over here eating salads every day. Sometimes people think, oh, well, if I've got to be a diet, I've got to be a vegetarian or whatever. And that's not really how that works. You should be trying to make sure that you're eating things that are high in nutrients and low in calories. And so one of the things that helped me out is that trying to find things that are high in protein, because a lot of things that are high in protein will make me feel full, but they're also not going to make me gain as much weight. And so I try and find things that are high in protein but low in calories. So like grilled chicken, rotisserie chicken, things like that. Like those like are things that are high in protein but low in calories. So when you're looking for stuff to eat, they say that the general rule of thumb is to try and eat 1 gram of protein for each pound of your ideal weight. So for me, I'm like about like 240, all right? So I try and I'm not always able to do this, but I try and eat about like 220 grams of protein a day. That's a lot of protein, and so that's why I'm not always able to do that. But sometimes things that can help too is like protein shakes and protein supplements and things like that. They can help you be able to get to that like ideal number that you want to be able to get to. Lastly, get some movement in. It does not have to be anything too crazy. I'm not saying you guys have to run a marathon. I'm not even saying that you guys have to run. There are so many different exercises that you can be able to do that can help you lose weight. It's just, you got to move more. You just got to make sure that you move more. If you like dancing and that's something that you can be able to do, then man, start dancing. If you want to go on a walk or whatever, go on a walk. If you want to run, you can run. If you want to lift weights, you can lift weights. There's so many different ways that you guys can be able to do this, and so many ways that you don't even need a gym membership. Some people think that like you need a gym membership, and I'm not saying that a gym membership is not useful, because they might have stuff that you can't fit in your house or whatever, but like you don't have to have a gym membership in order for you to lose weight. You can do push-ups and stuff at home. You can do sit-ups at home. There are even workout like videos that you can do, like HIIT classes and stuff like that you can do for free on YouTube. And so like I just think that there are so many ways that you can be able to move, and sometimes people can criticize people for what they choose to do as their movement. It really doesn't matter as long as you're doing more movement than what you did yesterday. And so like if you say like, oh, I can't do hour workouts, that's fine. Do 20 minutes of workout a day or whatever. You say, well, I have low mobility or whatever, my knees are messed up, whatever else. Like, you don't have to do all the exercises that everybody else does. But I promise you, if you're doing more movement and you're doing all the other things that I was talking about, you will see progress. Now, you might not look like Chris Hemsworth or whatever, or you might not look like whatever, I can't even think of a fitness girl, but like a girl that like is really good at fitness or whatever. You may not look like them, but that doesn't mean that you're not making progress. And I think that like with all this, you also got to keep in mind that there are days that you're going to be doing better, there are days that you're going to be doing worse, and you got to be able to give yourself grace, and you got to be able to say, hey, I'm at least better than I was yesterday. I may not be where I want to be, but I'm better than I was yesterday. And I promise you, if you're consistent in something, I promise you, you most likely will lose weight. Like, unless like you have like one of those like rare like medical issues where like you like can't lose weight, but most people don't have that. Most people don't, like I forget the exact percentage, but it's a very low percentage of people that actually have that. Most people, if you start like working at it and you start being consistent, you will be able to lose the weight. So hopefully this will be helpful to you guys, and hopefully you guys can be able to take this and with you guys wherever you guys go, and you guys can be able to lose the weight that you want to lose. I know it's a progress, I know it's a process, but you guys, if you guys stick in there through it, it won't be easy all the time, because sometimes you're gonna have to make choices, and it's gonna be hard to make those choices to say, hey, I don't want this, I'm gonna get this or whatever, even if like it goes against what you actually want. Sometimes you'll have to do that, but that's what anything is in life. It's making those hard choices and choosing to make them consistently so that you can be able to get the progress that you want to get. All right, hope you guys like this video. It's different than the video that I usually do on this channel, but I've heard a lot of people asking about it, and a lot of people have been wanting to know how I got to where I'm at now, and that's really how I got there. And so hope you guys liked the video, and if you liked it, like and subscribe. I do a whole bunch of different types of videos on this channel, but yeah.